Five Nights at Freddy's is not scary anymore. People have made a lot of recreations, fan games, and reimaginings, but they've all been kind of driven into the ground, except for a few exceptions. One of these exceptions stood out to me, that being FNAF Ransomware. And while it has a bit of controversial material in it, I still think it's one of the best pieces of FNAF content we've gotten in a while. So let me fill you in on exactly what FNAF Ransomware is. FNAF Ransomware is exactly what it sounds like. It is a ransomware version of FNAF. And hey, take a drink every time that I say FNAF. FNAF. FNAF, 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 FNAF. And spoiler alert, this isn't a real ransomware as far as I know. It's simply a recreation of what a malware could have looked like. Gavin Gonowicha said in his video, which you should totally watch after this, that the series is very similar in feel to the old anti-piracy videos. The original, now archived video was posted on my birthday of this year, January 10th, by the way. If you didn't know that, fake fan. The video starts off like an old school type YouTube video where the original poster is typing into a notepad. They describe that they found a free version of Five Nights at Freddy's, and they proceed to open up the program. Alright, today guys, we're gonna be playing Five Nights at Freddy's. Seems legit. They open up the screen and it says Five Nights at Freddy CDs. I tried to find out what CDs means, but it doesn't seem like there's really anything. Maybe it's a D's nuts joke, like Five Nights at Freddy's CDs nuts. But anyway, after this weird image flashes on the screen, they enter the office, and it's a spooky office, which means it looks like dog shit. But once they open the cameras, some wacky shenanigans happen. And hey guys, what if instead of Freddy Fazbear, it was actually Freaky Fazbear? He looked at you like this. After staring at that hunk for too long, we go back to the office after a couple seconds, and the room gets darker. Now that was the scariest jump scare since FNAF 3. The game cuts to a black screen, shows some corny text and a totally legit Bible verse, and then the PC goes back to the home page showing an actually pretty jarring sight. The icons in the background has been removed. The only thing left is a blank icon called hack exclamation points RE. Oh, and the recycling bin, I guess. Windows shuts down and then boots back up to this screen, which is probably the creepiest part in my opinion. This messed up Freddy mogs you from the top corner as the screen threatens to delete your files if you don't pay with Bitcoin. The original footage had a link there, but it was also fake. However, I'm pretty sure that the original video got taken down because it had a link in it. That's why I have it removed here. But I do really love this screen because it reminds me of like actual viruses that happen. And the thought that this could actually happen really sells this for me. But how come there's a bit of controversy involved? Now, if you take a look back at Freaky Fazbear, you can probably tell that something's off. It might be a little hard to put your finger on it, but I'm sorry to say that a person did not make this render. You can totally see that an AI was told to make some of these images, including this one, and definitely the one at the end. Of course, the use of AI in media is pretty frowned upon, but in this situation, I think it kind of works. The AI created images were not meant to replace the work of a real artist, but instead give an unsettling feeling to the audience. And as much as I hate AI art, which I do, I think that this does a wonderful job of using its grotesque outputs for an interesting effect. I truly don't think that we would be given the same uncanny effect if this was made by a person. Now, if the image was really well made and it replaced the art of an actually talented artist, I feel like it would be a different story. I think in this situation, the creator probably would have just made their own crude version of Freddy or just not made it at all. So I struggle to see where a negative comes into place unless you're just very strictly against AI use, which is totally understandable. But if you have differing opinions, please feel free to voice them in the comments. I love interaction. Yes. Algorithm. Nonetheless, I think this series is significantly more interesting than the other things we're getting right now. And there's tons of other videos surrounding FNAF Ransomware. It's just, this was the original, so I wanted to go over. And let me know if you guys want me to talk about some other ones, because they're pretty cool too. Kind of just the same thing, I'm not gonna lie, but whatever. And I know I'm a little late to the punch, but I think my point still stands. The FNAF malware series does something interesting and new, which a lot of new games aren't doing. And I know this isn't a game, but it's still media, so shut up. I actually made a whole video about how overused tropes are in modern indie art. And if you agree with me, you should totally check it out. But now I think is a perfect time to move on to a new section of my videos. Welcome to MuhKendric does a thing. Yes, I made that motion graphic, and I'm sorry, After Effects is hard. This new part of my video is going to be unscripted, and you're not going to be able to guess what I'm going to do. If you guessed C, why? Why did you do that? But today on MuhKendric Does a Thing, I am going to be eating a brick and then trying to explain the FNAF lore. Purple Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. So, yeah, thank you. Sorry I haven't posted in a while. Just finished college. Well, finished my 1 year of college. And if you made it this far, you should probably subscribe, right?